Good day. Today we will be continuing by looking at November 2021, and we're going to start by looking at question 2. So in question 2 it says given the geometric series. So this is a geometric series. The first point says calculate the value of x. So we know that when we're working with a geometric series, we have to use ratios. Okay, so we want to calculate the value of x. How are we going to calculate? We're going to create ratios. So 90 over x, I'm using 90 over x, is therefore equal to 81 over 90. Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to have 81x is equal to 8,100. Okay, divide by 81 on both sides. Therefore, x is equal to 100. Okay, and this question was just 2 marks. 1 mark is for your ratio, and the other mark is for your answer. Okay, let's take a look now at the next question. Okay, I'm going to delete this, but I'm going to add it in here that our x is now equal to 100. Plus 90 plus 81. Okay. Next says show that the sum of the first n terms is Sn 1000 brackets 1 minus 0.9n. Okay. So it's very important that you know your sum for the Sn, or you're able to identify it from the formula sheet. So looking at the formula sheet, and formula that we are going to use for the sum of is here. Okay, so let's go back up, and we're going to use that now to help us calculate in the question. It's only a 2-mark question, but it's important that you know which formula you're using. Okay, so let's write it out. 2.2, we're going to write out our formula, which you got from the formula sheet. So Sn is equal to A1 minus R to the power of n over 1 minus r. And it said r cannot be equal to 1 because then it would be 0, and that is undefined. Okay, and they want us to show that the sum is that. So we're just going to basically substitute, where a is my first value, and my first value we calculated to be 100. 1 minus, what is r? So let's find r. So r is a term over a term, so 90 over 100, which is 0.9. So I'm correlating what I'm seeing here because this is what I'm trying to calculate. Okay, so I've got a 0.9. So 1 minus 0.9, let's put it in brackets so that we're trying to look at to get the same thing as what we have here, over 1 minus 0.9. Okay, so the only thing that we can calculate here now is my bottom. And my bottom is 1 minus 0.9, which is going to give me 0.1. Now we can simplify here. So 100 divided by 0.1 is going to give me 1000. I'm going to be left with 1 minus 0.9 to the power of n. And that is exactly the same as what we have here. Okay, so 2-mark question, again, mark allocation. Very important that you got this 0.9 and substitution into the correct formula. So even if you didn't get the correct answer, like you didn't get to this value here, it's okay if you don't get to the correct answer because you're only getting a mark for substituting into the correct formula and your r value. Okay, the last one in this question says hence or otherwise calculate the sum to infinity. So once again, knowing which is your sum to infinity formula, okay, and we're going to write that, I'm going to write that out for you now, but being able to identify it from the formula sheet is important. Okay, so sum to the infinity is a over 1 minus r. Okay, and now we can substitute. So a we know to be 100 1 minus 0.9, and now you can just simplify, put it in your calculator, and it's equal to 1000. Here you do get a mark for substitution and a mark for your answer. This was a total of 6 marks.